So today a small problem in my laptop. So directly I'm sharing my PPTs from online. Okay, just go through for this class. Next class onwards, we'll be regular with our normal PPTs. Now, channel allocation problem. So last class we have discussed about what is a channel allocation problem and how you are able to allocate a channel means by using two methods. One is called as static channel allocation, the another one is called as dynamic channel allocation. So in the static channel allocation, what is happening? If n number of users are there, the channel is allocated to n number of users, and there is that means each and every user is independent of its own bandwidth. No need to interfere with another one person with another person. So that is the main advantage of our static. But suppose if n plus one user is entered into the network, at that time we are unable to provide bandwidth for the extra person because it is a static one. Means once you have fixed it, you cannot change it further. Now suppose if n number of users are there, but all n users are not using the bandwidth, then that bandwidth which is going to be wasted cannot be reused by another person. That is a drawback present in our static channel allocation. So now we are moving for the next one, which is called as, this is actually static channel problem. So to overcome this static channel problem, we have been here defined with this particular dynamic channel allocation. So in this dynamic channel allocation, so in this dynamic channel allocation, what is happening here? Nothing but according to this dynamic channel assumption, we have totally given with five assumptions. So the first assumption is a station model. Second one is single channel assumption. Third one is a collision assumption. And fourth one is time assumption. And fifth one is the sense assumption, nothing but carrier sense and no carrier sense. Here it is a mistake actually, but it is totally of five key assumptions of our dynamic channel. So according to this, what is the first one? Station model, I told you. That means a station have a right to generate the frames. If the station is ready with frame to send, then you block the entire station until the frame has been transmitted. So this is similar to a train, how a railway station, when a train leaves the station, automatically you are going to block the station, nothing but railway gates we have, that means we'll block the traffic in order to avoid the accidents. The similar strategy will follow here in order to avoid the collisions between one frame to another frame. So that's why we are calling this model as a station model. Now, second assumption is single channel assumption. That means let it be how many number of users are there, but you try to assume and perform through a single channel. But it is very difficult. Why? Because nowadays we have some millions of nodes in a network. It's not possible to perform that allocation with a single channel, which is a impossible one. But it is also one of the assumption. Then after that we had third assumption, which is called as collision assumption. So according to collision assumption, if a transmission of two frames occur, collision will occur. So all the stations can detect the collisions and they collide and retransmit the frame. That means according to collision assumption, what we are doing, so whoever have a frame, let them they transmit. Suppose if collision occurs, let it happen and again overcome and again retransmit the same frame. That phenomena have been proposed in collision assumption, but it is also not exactly correct. Why? Because if collision occurs, it is a wastage of time and bandwidth. Again you are retransmitting, means both the bandwidth and time is going to be wasted. So this is our third assumption. Coming for fourth assumption, we have two types. that is continuous time and slotted time. So according to continuous time, what we are doing here means any frame have any, that means any node have a frame they can send at any time. There is no particular interval of time. That is called as continuous time. And what about slotted time? A number of users whoever present in the network, they are given with particular slot. In that particular slot they can use that slot and they can send their data. Suppose if they are ready with data, no problem. If they don't have data for that slot is going to be wasted. Sorry for inconvenience because of power problem. We have a disconnection. Now are you okay? Are you able to hear my voice? Are you able to hear my voice? Yes, voice. Is it visible or is it audible? Okay, now, okay. So we were discussing about dynamic channel allocation. So in this, we have discussed about collision assumption. Then after that, time assumption, continuous time, slotted time. Now after that, we have the last type of assumption, fifth one, carrier sense and no carrier sense. What do you mean by carrier sense? Carrier sense. Stations can tell if the channel is in use before trying to use it. Nothing but suppose if sender is sending some data, before sending data, he has to first send request to the receiver so that if the receiver is busy, he will be getting a signal of busy, so he will wait for some time. Otherwise, he will accept your data. That is nothing but called as carrier sense. But according to no carrier sense, the stations cannot sense the channel before trying to use it. This concept is called as no carrier sense. So totally in this dynamic channel allocation, we have five key assumptions. The first one is station model. Second one is single channel assumption. Third one is collision assumption. And fourth one is 4A continuous time, 4B slotted time. And 5A is carrier sense, 5B is no carrier sense. So these are some dynamic channel allocation assumptions. Okay, so now we have the next topic, that is nothing but, so actually multiple access protocols, that is our next topic. But according to your examinations, the syllabus will be up to the previous topic, that is up to dynamic channel allocation problem you have to read. So that's why we'll continue the next part after examinations. Suppose if you have any doubts regarding your examination, you can ask me. Any doubts regarding your examination syllabus, anything else, you can ask me. Any doubts? If you have any doubts, you please ask me, ma. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, you can leave the class. No problem. We'll continue after examinations. Okay, you can leave the class now.